Perfect. All right, everyone. My name is Linda Griffin. I am the Education Programs Coordinator with Business Link. Thank you for joining, Bring Your Business Idea to Life. And also, thank you for doing a little bit of pre-recording housekeeping with me. So I'm glad you were all here making sure I'm on top of things. Before we begin, we start all of our meetings at Business Link with a land acknowledgement. Here we acknowledge and respect that we are on traditional land, meeting grounds, territories, gathering places, and traveling routes of Treaty 4, 6, 7, 8, and 10, and the home to many First Nation, Métis, and Inuit people. In the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge the lands of those who've come before us, reside here now and in the future. So a little bit of housekeeping about us. We are Alberta's small business hub. Many of you are already subscribed to our newsletter and involved with us in some way. Maybe you've contacted a strategist. Maybe you've engaged in some of our previous webinars and that sort of thing. However you've engaged with us, I'm just here to remind you that we have lots and lots of resources. We've been around since 1996, and our role here with Business Link is to sort of act as your 811 for government services and direct you to where you need to go when you get started and have your startup questions and all of that sort of thing. So it's very important that you know we can sort of guide you around the startup universe a little bit. One of the great projects that we have on our website is the interactive business planner. I really encourage you, because today we are going to be talking about taking your idea and turning it into something. I really encourage you, once we've done some of the exercises today and once we've gone through, how to do a one-page business plan, that you pop on over to the interactive business plan builder and try to take some of the things that you've done today and apply them into the different sections of the business plan, so that maybe as you're starting to get really moving on your idea and your plan, you've already got some of those sections filling out. And this is a great interactive business planner. So you can create an account, you can log in, you can access it any time of day or night. It comes with help videos, sample answers to questions. It's a really great way to take what you're learning here today and expand it out into an actual business plan. So hopefully you're going to do some of that work if you're moving forward in business. On that note, I'd like everyone to pop into chat and let me know where you're at in your business. Are you at the idea stage? Are you at startup? Are you at 1 to 3 years old? Are you 3+ and up? Let me know where you're at, because I can do a little customization and work with you today based on what I know a little bit about you. And this is supposed to be interactive. So who here is at idea stage? Do you want to type that into chat? So head on over to chat and let me know if you're in idea stage, startup stage, 1 to 3, or 3+. That also helps us tailor some of our work today to you as well. Startup. Okay, idea. Great. So we've got idea and startup. Awesome. So if you have an idea, have you started down the path of doing any research? Have you started to do any, investigating into what you're trying to do, or have an idea of what it is you want to build? You can let me know throughout the program how that's working for you. Okay, so we want to make sure that you are well aware of what you need to do. Okay. People start businesses. So think about this here in terms of where you're at. Many people will start business for a variety of reasons. Sometimes you're starting a business because you want freedom of choice, how you want to run your time and how you want to spend your abilities, and you have a little bit of control over that as an entrepreneur. Some people want to do it to earn, massive amounts of income. That's totally a big reason why people start businesses. They want to fulfill the concept of, in a regular career, you may max out at your income level, but in a business, depending on how you build it and what you want to do, you can, sky's the limit for income. Some people start it because they want to give back to their community and they want to solve a problem. They want to make a difference in their community. It doesn't matter. what your reason is. We're going to talk today about the roles and responsibilities in a business, what it is to be in business. So, I'm going to be teaching today a little bit differently than you may be taught elsewhere, but we're going to be talking today about what it is to be a business owner and an entrepreneur. So, I want everyone to understand that the thing you do is not the business. The thing you do is simply the product or service you sell. But being an entrepreneur is about putting together all the parts and all the moving parts of all the different processes that work together to do something called business, to run a business. So, in this session, we're going to talk about understanding the three main roles you're going to play in your business. We're going to talk about the difference between a business idea and a working business model. I'm going to give a few specific sets of directions to you about planning and how to do that. I'm going to talk to you about identifying 5 key systems and processes that keep a business running. We're going to recognize the importance of the manager role in your business. And we're going to work on some basic planning tools to simplify your startup. And then we're going to talk about some key resources for getting started. So that's what we're going to cover off in some of the challenge today. And again, I see people here saying, I'm feeling a little lost and confused. So that's not you alone, Bree. Everyone or most people who start are in the I don't know where to start piece of it. So today's session is all about how do I get started and where do I start? So the first thing we're going to do is understand what a business is and what entrepreneurship is. So I'm going to play this for you. And Julian, if you wouldn't mind just letting me know with a thumbs up if you hear the sound.
Business ownership is an
Are you able to hear sound? Awesome. Oh, hands up. Perfect.
appealing career choice for all kinds of people. Owning a business allows you to be the master of your time and income. However, it's important to understand the commitment of time, energy, and lifelong learning that's involved in owning a business. In this video, we'll look at the overall picture of life as an entrepreneur. Is your mind constantly spinning with new ideas? Are you full of enthusiasm for a specific product or idea and get excited about creating a company around it? Are you inspired by organization and processes? No matter what inspires you, any reason is a good reason to become an entrepreneur. Understanding your core strengths will help you identify where to spend your time, what skills you need to learn, and which positions you should hire for. Here are the 3 most common roles a business owner may take on. The visionary. In this role, you lead your company, inspire your team, and create a vision for the future. Being a visionary can feel lonely. Your ideas can be ahead of their time, or the marketplace may not embrace you right away. Your amazing ideas are limited by your ability to build the systems and processes needed to bring your vision to the market. The technician. Here, you're involved in the day-to-day work and performing all the tasks yourself, answering all the calls, returning all the messages, and sorting, building, and shipping the products. Being a technician places you in the role of employee in your company. If you are completing all the tasks all the time, you risk burnout. Remember, employees work limited hours, receive benefits, and can leave their work problems behind at the end of the week. If you're the person responsible for all the work in your business, the company cannot grow. The manager. In this role, you build the processes and systems that keep the company running. Great managers find a way to let their teams do the job and pull themselves back from the day-to-day work. Which of these roles feels most natural to you? At different stages of your business, the roles you play may change. Entrepreneurs often find themselves stuck in the role of technician or employee. For many, learning the role of manager is the most difficult. If you tend to be a technician or visionary, then management will feel uncomfortable. It may help you to think about starting a business in the same way as starting a professional career. Just like many professions require extra years of learning, owning a business means spending extra time solving problems and learning new skills. Professionals spend their careers maintaining specialized skills. As a professional entrepreneur, you'll be learning new skills and identifying where you need to grow to keep pace with the changing marketplace. The difference between you and other professionals is that you'll identify which specialized skills to learn for yourself and which ones are best outsourced to others. For example, Many business owners try to learn a skill such as bookkeeping to better manage their company finances and then get stuck completing this task for too long. While bookkeeping is important, it's a skill that can be outsourced inexpensively. A more important skill to focus on would be learning the language of finance and how to apply key financial strategies to growing the business. Always ask, is this task something I should be doing myself, or are my skills better applied to growing my business? If you wish to grow, then it's time to put on your manager hat and learn how to delegate basic skills in your business. If you ask this question about every task you're performing and every skill you're building, then you're learning how to work on your business instead of in your business. Remember, you didn't sign up for a career as an entrepreneur to work 60 to 80 hours a week. Your business should work for you, not the other way around. It's a wise investment of time to build your manager skills so that you can enjoy more time outside of your business. Once you put on your manager hat, you'll see how important it is to build a team of support around you. It's a myth that businesses are built by one person going it alone in the world. Your team may include advisors, such as an accountant, bookkeeper, and lawyer you hire for specific needs. It can also be your network of informal advisors built through attending industry events and workshops. Reach out to organizations such as Community Futures and Business Link, who can provide business support and link you to even more resources for financing and planning. If you are becoming an entrepreneur to enjoy more time off and financial freedom, be sure to communicate with your friends and family about your career choice. They're the most important member of your team. There may be times during your business career where work-life balance doesn't seem so balanced, or finances may be tight, and their support matters. A rewarding career as an entrepreneur is all about doing the work that matters. Your mission is to take an idea from planning to reality and beyond. Recognize the components of the work you do, implement, monitor, and improve the systems to make your dream happen. Learn to appreciate the ideas and energy from others that contribute to your success. Don't be afraid to take a step back. Assess where you need help. It's all part of your professional development as you build a rewarding entrepreneurial career.
All right, so maybe let me know in chat, who of you for the first time are thinking of this as a career instead of just a thing that you do or an idea that you have? Who here thought they'd need to do professional development to get really good at it? Who here has maybe a mentor or someone they look up to who's already in business, or maybe you have a business idol that you look up to in business? What I'm trying to get at is why? Why are you starting your business? So we need to sort of start there. So what is your purpose? Why are you starting the business? And what is the professional development that needs to happen? So we're going to start to talk a little bit more about that, because really what you're doing now is you're embarking on an education and a career development path. And I'm here to start you down that path today. So I do want to know a little bit from you why you're starting the business as well, because that really helps understand how you're going to develop the business. So the why of why you're doing things is important to help us figure out the how to get things done as well. So you know that in your business, you're going to have 3 roles that you play. Who feels they're that visionary person with the big dream and the big vision, and you've got the values and purpose of your business down, and you're really looking future forward? Who identifies with entrepreneur as their role? Who knows how to build the thing that they want to sell and how to produce it and work on it and make it fabulous and do the work? And you are focused on selling and delivering the product or service? Let me know in chat whether you feel you're an entrepreneur or a technician. And who of you is focused on achieving results and building systems and doing upgrades? You're the manager role. There's no right or wrong role at this point in time, but it's helpful for you to identify what role you think you're in. So can you put into chat what role you think just naturally fits you best at this stage? I want to find that out first. Manager. Okay. Visionary. Yep, we've got a manager, we've got a visionary. Who else do we have? Do we have anyone who's a technician, someone who's really got a fabulous product or service they're building? So if you're in the trades and you deliver plumbing or that sort of thing, you typically tend to be a technician. If you are at the farmer's market selling candles and building out the lotions and everything else, you tend to be the technician. Who here is falling into the technician role? Does anyone identify with that? Often for most entrepreneurs, except for Jennifer. Oh, Jennifer and you're already in manager roles. So you're the people who want to build systems and people, you understand that, and you concentrate on what's happening in the present. Okay, so you're the manager, you're doing that kind of role. A lot of entrepreneurs find that role actually quite challenging. So I'm assuming you've already kind of moved past technician. You know what your product or service is, and you've got help building that out. You're not just doing that role fully anymore. And you're into trying to manage and understand the systems and process in the business. For those of you who want to learn more about this, because I didn't just come up with this on my own, I'm going to stop this share in a second. Or maybe not. Let's see if we can do this. And I'm just going to direct you over to a place called the eMyth. So I'm just going to stop my share for a second. So one of the things you want to do as an entrepreneur is you want to start to build out your library. So you're starting down your career path and you're starting out building a library and understanding what the business is. So if you want to understand and get better at your job, which is business owner, so that's your job now, is to be business owner and that's your career, then the first book I would put in my library is a book called The E-Myth Revisited. That is a very simple read. You can do it in a day, that book. I'll type in the book to everyone as well, and also visit this website. Michael Gerber has been around for years and years and years. He's been doing this for uh, 50 years or more, this work, and talks about what a business is and how challenging it is and how small business owners think and what they do. And the best book in his series to start with is called E-Myth Revisited. So for everyone on this session today, the first takeaway I want you to have from the session is that entrepreneurship is a career and you are on a path of professional development, and that this is the first book you should get in your professional development library. So whether you're on Kindle, whether you're on audiobooks or however you get it on Spotify, you could probably get it if you're on Spotify and want to do it as an audiobook. You're welcome to do it, but this is the first book you should be getting for yourself. So I want everyone to go out and grab that book for sure. All right. In your handouts, you'll see that we have the startup guide. It's a PDF in your handouts called the Startup Guide, and it'll look like this a couple of pages in. Who here is starting a business because they out of necessity? So when I say that, it is maybe you've been laid off from work, or maybe you're in a transition, and you're really using this as quickly as you can to generate income for yourself. So you're starting it because you need to make this work immediately, and you're doing it out of necessity. Some of you might be there doing that. When I started my first company back in 1993, I started a courier company in Calgary, and I did it out of necessity. The fellow I was working for just came to all of us one day and said, "Oh, I don't want to have my company anymore. And I'm going to shut it down and I'm going to move to Banff and do something completely different." And I needed a job. So I went out and launched and bought the radio equipment and everything else on my credit card and said, "Oh, I'll buy the company. I need a job." And that's how I started my first company. Who here is in that mode, starting their company? Other people might be in the mode of you're doing the planning, you're working already, maybe you're starting this part-time and you're doing a lot of research and thinking and pre-planning right now before you begin because you have another source of income and you have another way to make ends meet and start the planning process. So let me know that in chat. But if you're there, there are some good pre-planning resources in that startup guide for you. One of the challenges you're going to face when you start a business is that no one wants to lend you money. That's because your business doesn't have any history. It's you who has the credit history. It's you who has the wherewithal and the assets that banks can put liens on and everything else. So often the challenge for people when they start is that they don't have a little bit of a backup cash of money in the bank, and they often don't understand that they should be getting their personal lines of credit extended and some of their personal capabilities ready to go, because the bank is not going to lend to your business in year one. They're going to lend to you personally, and they're going to be looking at your credit report. They're going to be looking at your assets. They're going to be looking at you, and they really, truly don't care what your business is about. They care what your assets are and what your credit is. So it's very important uh, to really get this piece down and understand you should, if you can. And I wasn't able to when I started my first company. When I bought that one, it was like winging a prayer. I needed to make money and I needed to feed myself. So I didn't have all this lovely pre-planning done. But if you're capable of it and you're in the stage where you have time to do it, really check your credit report, really check your lines of credit, really make sure you've got your cushion to fall back on, because that's very important. So do take a look at that startup guide, because that's in there for you as well. Okay. So I see that you want the business to bring a better future, house, and retirement plan. So really what you're saying there is you don't want to work in the business. You want the business to work for you. Okay, so you're not the one where the end of the line is drawn for your business. You want the business to work for you. So has anyone done any sort of basic market research? So have you done any surveys or gathered any firsthand information? This is called primary market research about, do people like your product or service? What are they paying for it? What's the competition like? Have you done any of that kind of primary and secondary market research? If you haven't, you can head on over to the business link. You can sign up for our market research for success webinars that are going to be starting again in September. We also have a YouTube channel that has some of our Stats Canada webinars on it that teach you all about finding things on the StatsCan website and how to do market research there. But it's going to be quite helpful for you to at least have a broad sense of what your industry is, who your competitors are, and who might be a target market for your product or service. This really is sort of the basics of market research, is to sort of suss out what that would look like for as you move your business forward. So you can simply do that. I don't know, Julian, if you want to just grab the page from the Business Link website that directs people to market research, but that might be nice to place into chat for them as well. And then we know everyone's doing a little bit of that. So let's talk about the difference between your idea and having a working model. So an idea is about something you would say about what it is you're doing. So I would like to sell digital courses online. I would like to start a drop shipping business. So does anyone want to plunk their business idea into chat? What is the thing you're doing? So are you offering digital courses online? Are you creating and producing aromatherapy products? Are you consulting? Are you a consultant? What is the thing that you're doing or that you think is the idea for your business? Let's get that into chat. Okay, graphic design services for book authors and businesses. So that's the thing you do. That's your product or service. Graphic design services. Okay, fusion bakery restaurant. Yes, absolutely. That's the product service that you are delivering. Okay. The business model is all the systems and processes that work together to get that product or service out the door to happy customers who will pay you for it. So that's what the model is. And when we talk about building a business, what we're actually talking about, and when we're talking about entrepreneurship as a career and building a business, what we're talking about is teaching, is understanding what a business model is and how that's different than the product or service that you're delivering. The business model are all the things that work together to deliver that product or service to market. So we're going to create a one-page outline to sort of suss that out together today. We're going to review some tools and resources for your one-page business plan. And we're going to talk about where to get additional resources and support for your plan. So everybody, we're going to stop here and we're going to do a very simple exercise. Just going to pull it up. I want everybody to go into the handouts. And I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go through a handout piece together. So you're going to go into your handouts and find that handout link if it's still in chat. And we are going to go to the page 4 of this guide, Small Business Startup Guide. Okay. So this is what the startup guide looks like. I want everybody to go. Oops. There's the other handouts in your resource toolkit. So you see we're going to look at we're going to take a look at these business systems, but I want everybody to go into the Small Business Startup Guide to this page, the one that says for each of the questions below, write a short 1 to 2 sentence answer. We're going to do that today. The reason we're going to go through this exercise is because if we go through this exercise, we can start to build out a business plan that will start to create that model for your business that you can use to understand where you need to start asking questions, where you need to get resources, where you need to get help, and what you need to do to build out the business and take it from idea to actual functioning business. So the first thing I want you to think about and go back to your idea, because this really ties into the process of marketing. Okay, so when we talk about business and business processes, we have operations, which is a business process. We have human resources, that's your people. That's a process that you create for your business. We have marketing and sales. Those are 2 processes you create for your business. We have finance and financials. That's another system involved in your business. All of those systems work together. If we can answer a few basic questions, we can start to build systems around those questions. So if you are working, and let's go back into chat. So I'm going to maybe pick on some people. If you are a graphic design service for book authors and businesses, what is the problem your business is solving for book authors and businesses? What problem are you solving for people, for your potential clients? Same with Fusion Bakery and Restaurant, or whatever business you happen to be thinking of being in. What is the problem you're solving for a potential client? Or what is a solution you're providing for a potential client? Or what is a pleasure you're giving to a potential client? People buy things for 2 reasons. Does anyone want to guess why people buy stuff psychologically? Because you need to build that into your business, is why are people going to buy from me and not my competition? So what are 2 reasons people buy things? Does anyone know? The experience and the uniqueness, That ties into it for sure. That ties into why people buy. Go even deeper. Okay. People buy for two reasons: pain and pleasure. So, is the experience you're giving them alleviating their pain or providing them with pleasure? Let's think about Starbucks, for example. Are you alleviating pain or providing pleasure with that coffee business? I would say that one's maybe both. If you're addicted to caffeine, you're probably alleviating someone's pain if you're delivering a dose of caffeine to them. And if you are creating an environment, so Bree, to your point, if you're creating it, well, in the case of Starbucks, maybe not so much anymore, but if you're creating a unique and fun and engaging environment where people connect and come together and socialize, you're creating a pleasure environment for them. Stand out, problem solved, increase visibility in the market, stand out from competitors. Okay, so is that a pain point? For what is painful for your customer or what provides them with great pleasure? So if you're in the graphic design business and you're working with an author, your author probably is working on the contents and the context and the story, but doesn't have the skill set to attach the emotive visual experience to what it is that they're doing. Okay. So if you're solving that pain point for them, you have competition also solving that pain point from them. Uh, what sets you apart from your competition? So why would someone choose you over someone else already solving that problem or providing that pleasure? So those are the things you're starting to think about because you need to be driving clients and customers to your business. So a lot of what we're talking about here falls into your marketing bucket and your marketing processes. So when we talk about what is the problem my business is solving, what is the solution my business offers, you're also thinking about who might be an ideal customer for my product or service. Right? So not all authors and not all businesses are going to want graphic design services. Who are the book authors who would want that service? Some book authors get that done through their publishing houses. Publishing houses pick that for them. Is it people who are self-publishing books who have this pain point? Olga, is it that for you? Bree, in your case, who might be an ideal customer for your particular type of bakery restaurant? Is it going to be the person who's happy to buy their baked goods from Safeway or Co-op, or is it something else going on in your bakery or restaurant? Uh, so when you're thinking about who might be an ideal customer for your business, you're thinking about their feelings and how they live their life and the daily life they live in their business. So Olga, what authors would be a ideal client for you? Is it authors who already have their own publisher, who are published through publishing houses already? Or is it authors self-publishing their books and their work? Is it self-publishing? Okay. So the pain you're solving for them is that they don't have an existing publishing house who's managing that part of their self-publishing for them. This is part of what they have to do as a self-publisher, and it's not their skill set. And you are saving them time and energy Okay, so you're saving them the pain of do-it-yourself clip art or graphics or DALL-E generated images. And you are working with them one-on-one to design it to meet the market needs. Okay. So one of the problems you're solving for self-published authors is that they may not understand the role that visuals play in the marketing of their book. They're very concerned with the contents and the story, but they don't understand that half of the sale of the book comes from the visuals. That driving sales is also part of the visual experience. People have, if you walk into a bookstore or look online, or you look at any kind of experience purchasing, something like that, you're first drawn to the visuals and the title. So you are helping them solve the problem of standing out from others in their field with good visuals. Okay. So self-published authors are an ideal client for you. Bree. Okay. Fusion Bakery Restaurant. Someone wanting to try something new and exciting. Bree, what happens when your business is 10 years old and you still want those customers coming back? What else is going on in your business? What is the type of person who walks through the door of your business? If you look at competitors in your marketplace for fusion bakeries or bakeries in general, fusion bakery and restaurant, what is the why? You're probably your ideal client. So what's important to you? Why was this important to you? Fusion bakery and restaurant. What problem were you solving for yourself by starting this business? If you don't think you know who the ideal client is for your business, if you're thinking of starting a business because you're solving a problem that for yourself that you can't seem to get solved anywhere else in the marketplace, then treat yourself as your ideal client and say, what am I looking for when I walk through the door? And what feelings am I trying to get when I walk through the door? And what food experience am I trying to get? And what am I aiming for? Okay. What makes you different from your competition? That's an important thing to think about in your business. New and exciting flavors, unusual tastes and flavors. Okay. So an ideal client for you, Bree, would be, would it be I don't know what part of the province you're in, Bree. Where are you located? Are you in a city? Are you in a town? Are you in a part of the province? Leduc. New and exciting flavors, unusual taste and flavor. So you're in Leduc, Alberta. Chances are it's pretty much uh, the typical scene of a little strip mall plaza eateries. It's going to be the Bland franchise eateries. It's going to be the Edo Japans, the Opa Greases. It's going to be or it's going to be the old school Chinese Western places to eat. It's going to be the Joey's. It's going to be all of those sorts of things. Uh, what you are bringing to Leduc, Alberta is the flavors and excitement of world travel without having to leave their town. Experience the exciting, yeah. So travel the world without having to go to the airport. You're bringing the flavors of the world to Leduc, Alberta, and in an unusual way. And there's going to be lots of people who are going to key into that. Who are the people who are going to be the food explorers of your part of the world? So I want you to type in your postal code if you could. Yeah, amazing. I just, yeah, Olga. And, Olga would probably design some amazing visuals for your menus. So there you go. We've networked through this session. There we are. Okay. So here we go. Let's think about let's think about who might or might not be a customer. So I'd like someone, Bree, I'd like you to give me your postal code. I'm going to pick on you a little bit here, but I do want you to give me your postal code because I'm going to do an exercise with everyone here. And I'm going to share my screen for it. We do this exercise when I teach our market research. This is teaching market research and ideal client work, but I'm just going to do it very briefly here. So I'm going to something called Environics Analytics, and I'm going to draw up your postal code. There are 67 types of communities across Canada, market segments and households across Canada through all the market research that's done about Canadians and everything else. We have this in the US as well. So what this tells us by postal code, which is the importance of as you're building your business, especially retail and service-based product businesses, things like that, you want to be collecting people's postal codes because you really want to start to build marketing processes designed to speak and give messages to the types of ideal clients you want to draw to your business. And the more exact you can get, the better the return on investment is for you and your marketing dollars. So when we talk about things like what problem are you solving for people, what makes you different from your competition, who is your ideal client, what we're really talking about is how do you create a good sales and marketing process for your business so that you're not throwing spaghetti against the wall and believing that everybody's possibly a client, but you can get very, very targeted with your marketing processes and be very efficient with your marketing dollars so that you are not wasteful with the money that's coming through your business on marketing things that aren't working for you. So one of the things you want to do as a business owner is you want to understand the process of marketing so that you can also in the future better outsource it to people who are going to come on your doorstep and say, we're going to work magic for you with our SEO and our blah, 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 and everything else. You're learning the language of marketing, a book I want everybody to have in their library that they're building. This is a book that's going to help you create a marketing process for your business, understand the language of marketing, and understand how to do that. Very simple book. It's called Duct Tape Marketing. When we talk about ideal clients, what we're talking about is understanding this kind of stuff. Okay, so in your postal code, Bree, the lure of good jobs in mining, oil, and gas fueled by the rise of all-terrain. So they're called all-terrain families, a suburban lifestyle found mostly in Alberta. These are younger and middle-aged households. They're mobile, they move, they're under 54, and many of the children in these households are younger than 14 years old. They earn upper middle incomes, single detached, semi-detached homes. They have high rates for fishing, camping, playing team sports, and going to amusement parks, zoos, and aquariums. They involve a sports bar, rock concert, or favorite steakhouse. Let's go back to they are the most mobile. So a lot of these people are probably hopping the plane to Mexico once or twice in the winter. They do travel a bit. They're close to the airport up there. They do traveling. They have enough money in their pocket to do that. Here's how they think. Out of home or outdoor advertising affects how I see a brand. It's important the country holds a strong position in the world, and here it is. It is important to try new products, new places for vacation, or look at that, new foods. You are in the right place just for the pleasure or novelty. So for you, you're sitting smack dab in the middle, Brie, of your ideal client, which is an all-terrain family. You can use this kind of information to create an ideal client sheet for you. So for these people, they want pleasure of new things right up the doorstep, right on the doorstep. Even though they do what seem to be quasi-normal herd behavior, like curling and team sports and everything else, there's a little niggly part of them deep in their psyche that wants to be worldly and adventurous. You are giving them that experience, and now you know how to market to them, even though they may seem like they're sort of bland and they all do the same things and walk the dogs at the same time. What your amazing, wonderful restaurant is doing for them is you're giving them that really experience. So rather than marketing just the food or just the thing that it is you're selling, you are marketing to them deep in their psyche, their desire to let loose and travel the world. Okay, so explore the flavors of the world in our fusion restaurant. There may be a fusion restaurant up the street that isn't half as exciting because they haven't been able to speak that language. Anyone on this session can do that with their business if you put this one-page business plan together. So I don't want to spend super long on this one. I'm going to stop my share. Okay, because we're really at the point now where I want to get to, okay, we've talked a lot about that. Let's get to so now I've given you sort of a flavor for one of the processes in business called marketing. I'm going to stop the share, make sure I'm sharing it with sound. I'm going to play this video, which is going to talk about what the processes in business are. We have worked on the first one together with this short one-page business plan, and it's usually the one that people want to start with most. This and financial are usually the two. I chose marketing today. Let's see what some first steps in business are in terms of understanding what the other processes
Many new
are.
entrepreneurs feel overwhelmed starting a new business. This video will share some great resources and help you organize your questions into common business categories so you can find the right answers from the right sources quickly. Let's start with the basic requirements to turn your idea into reality. You will need a formally structured business. In Alberta, the three most common types of business structure are sole proprietorship, partnership, and incorporation. Paperwork filing is a privatized service with several providers able to help you file your documents with the Government of Alberta. They are registry agents, paralegals, legal firms, and accounting firms. The cost to register can be wide-ranging as this is an uncapped government service fee. In Alberta, the Government of Canada business number is automatically assigned to your new business when you register it. The business number is just like your personal SIN, only it's a 9-digit number assigned by the federal government to identify your business instead of you personally. You'll refer to your business number on any communication you have with the CRA about GST, corporate tax, payroll, and importing and exporting. You'll also need this number to bid on federal government contracts. You can learn more about the business number by visiting canada.ca and searching business number. Sometimes your business will need permits and licenses. Business licenses are granted by the municipality in which you live and work. Check your local municipal website or call to find out about any special business licenses required and the fees to register. If you're a member of a professional association, your association may require your business to comply with its regulations. To learn more about any special permits or licenses needed in Alberta, visit servicealberta.ca and search Get a Business License. Your business will collect money and deposit it into a bank account separate from your personal account. It's important to shop around for good rates for your merchant credit card accounts and for a bank account manager who will work with you to understand your business as it grows. Account managers are a free resource for you, and a good account manager will help you monitor the health of your business, introduce you to other lenders, and guide you to hidden financial products to help you manage your business. Now that you have your structure in place, let's organize all those other questions you may have into some basic business categories. You can download our resource guide that accompanies this video to learn more. Planning. Putting the pieces of your business plan together can be challenging. Organizations like Community Futures and BusinessLink provide free and low-cost support to help you every step of the way. Human resources. Any questions about hiring, training, organizing teams, and managing people belong to this category. Operations are the systems you need behind the scenes to move your product or service from production to delivery. This includes items such as the physical space you need, equipment required, building permits, inventory, and more. Finance deals with how to track the flow of money in and out of your company, how to access funding from lenders, how to pay yourself, and how to comply with CRA tax filing requirements are questions that belong here. Marketing involves all the processes needed to attract customers to your business. This includes website development, social media, e-commerce, branding your business, and protecting your brand with trademarks. Sales. Do you struggle to get people to buy from you even if they seem interested? The process of turning a marketing lead into a happy customer is called sales. Download the resource list included with this video to learn more about each aspect of your new venture. Enlist the help of a business link or community futures advisor in your area for information on planning, expanding, or financing your business. So, what are you waiting for? Many new entrepreneurs.
Okay, so I know I had someone. Let's see. Who was it who said they were struggling with feeling lost and confused? That was you, Bree. Okay. Are are we starting to sort out where you should begin and the things you should be thinking about and what you should be doing? Let's start with that. So first thing is, you understand that there's several processes involved in your business and you have to organize your questions about your business into those categories. That would be the best place to start. One of the first steps, and it doesn't have to be the first step. I own a corporate registry, and I can tell you this does not have to be the very first step. This usually comes somewhere in the middle of getting all your planning done, is you figure out what kind of registration you need. So you're going to get physical space, and you're going to sign leases on buildings, and you're going to get some liability associated with that and those sorts of things. Chances are you want to get incorporated and have your corporation sign the lease because your corporation is separate and apart from you. It's considered a legal person. And in September, we're going to have the business registrations basics 90-minute workshop. I'll be delivering that and I'll talk to everyone about that. We just don't have time to go through that, but we do have a business registrations basics video on the website. I'm going to stop the share and I'm just going to show everyone where these videos are in case you haven't seen them so that you know where to access the help videos that we have as well. So I'm going to just fire in here for a second and share my screen. This is the current Business Link website. In fact, sometime today we're going to have a brand new website. So hopefully, Julian, everyone can sort of still find things under small business resources at that point in time, but we do have all of our guides currently in this section. And we have some great videos. I've shown you 2 of them, and they are all designed about things like what is market research. We watch Life as an Entrepreneur. We've watched First Steps in Business. You can check out what business structures are all about, concepts around business financing and financial management and marketing. These are all the videos you can watch. They're short and sweet, which give you an overview of many of the different processes you need to think about for your business and questions that you'll get answered with that. So I encourage you to watch those short videos because that's where you're going to get sort of some of that information from. In your handouts as well, you've got the handout that goes with the First Steps in Business that shows you how to organize all of your startup questions into categories so that you're not just blindly phoning places, you're not just blindly emailing going, I need answers on, how do I get a corporate bank account opened and how do I hire people, and you're phoning one place for all of that information. Those are all sorts of different categories that fall into different processes in your business with different places to get help from. So it's important to sort of know how to organize your questions around all of that as well. So those things I really want you to watch out for as well. Okay. I want everyone to go into their handouts again. Let me see if I can find it here. Can everyone see my screen? I'm just going to see if I can share for a second. Here we are. I want everyone to go into the handouts and open the one called Lean Plan Template. It's a Word document called Lean Business Plan Template. Here's what it looks like when you open it. The Lean Business Plan Template. If you want to access all kinds of planning resources and you want to go and access and download this template and so many others, here's where you go for that, bplans.com. Okay. But we're going to work on this one because we've done some of this work already. And now we're going to expand on some of the work that we've done. This is in your handouts today, so make sure you've got that link and you keep it on your desktop and everything else, because you can do this for any business you want to start. You can do it when you've started your business and 3 years from now you want to review the business you currently have and make changes. You can use this template to do that. Your business plan is a living, breathing thing that you use over and over and over again in your business. Okay, so here's what you do. You start with the first section, describe your business and what it is you do, what your identity is. Who do you do it for? So the example they give here is a bike shop. We offer high quality biking gear for families and regular people, not just gearheads. This is what's setting you apart from your competition. So this person didn't say we're opening a bike shop. That tells us nothing. Doesn't tell us anything other than there's bikes in a shop. But if you say you offer high quality biking gear for families and regular people, not just gearheads, that's starting to tell us what kind of bike shop this is and who this is. So this is not the $10,000 bicycles that people use to ride in Tour de France and backcountry mountain biking. This is for average everyday people who want something a little better than what they get at Canadian Tire, but not so much that they want to spend more than a year's worth of mortgage payments on their bicycles for. Okay. How can you describe your business in this way? Okay. So in the case of being the graphic artist for book authors, you could say something very similar. We offer high quality graphic services to self-published authors who want to stand out and sell more books in the marketplace. And then you have something to talk about with your authors. You can show up in your sales meeting with an author and you can say, did you know that the contents of your book are only part of the story? That the first impression you make on the bookshelf at the bookstore and the psychology behind the colors and the graphics and the design lead people to pick up your book over your competitor's book about the same topic sitting on the same shelf. That what often sets you apart is the visual appeal of your book. My job is to offer you high quality visuals that set you, book author, apart from all the other authors in your category in the self-published book world. Is that something, Olga, that you could sell to a self-published author, that concept to them? And would that set you apart from every other graphic designer that's going to show up on their doorstep? I'm just going to pause for a second and wait for a response. Sorry, sometimes I have to open a door and answer a call. Good. This is really where I want people to put a lot of thought because it's going to help you not only with the problem and solution and marketing, it's going to help you with this area of your business plan, which is what sets you apart from the competition. And now you can look at your competition and you can see what they're doing and you can do something different. You don't want to do the same thing because why would someone pick you over them? You need to differentiate yourself. Okay. It also helps you figure out who your target market is going to be because not everyone is going to value what it is you're selling to them. Your author, it may be like, oh, I don't care. I want the cheap graphic designer up the street because I only have a budget for so and so. So this is going to help you understand that that author may not be your client and you don't want to waste your time with them. You want to go directly to the author that values being number one on the bookshelf. Okay, so you're speaking to that author only, not to every self-published author, not to every business owner, not to the people who are going to nickel and dime you to death on your graphics. You can eliminate that from your business practices altogether and stop worrying about price because nobody in your business, in a small business, should be buying on price. Okay, that's the importance of identity. So I hope everybody gets that because that's key number one. What it also does is it allows you to think about the financial piece of your business. Now, where are your revenue streams coming from? So you know it's coming from the self-publishing book author marketplace. Maybe you design a few different packages for them. Maybe you have the gold, silver, and bronze package for your authors. One package is I just want to, one package is the just the basics. I'm selling to my friends and family and directly to my customers. That's the basic package. Maybe the next package you're giving to the author is the mid-size package, which is I'm selling at local bookstores and in the local community and at local events and trade shows. That's the trade show and local event graphic package. And maybe that's a little more pricey than the basic package. And maybe the third package is the I want to get noticed by publishers. I want to be on the shelves of Indigo. I want to be number one in Amazon. I want to be high. I want to stand out from all the other authors in my genre. That's the platinum package, and they're paying you for the psychology behind your graphics and the color and everything else. And you can design it that way in your business so that you have three different revenue streams that speak to three different types of clients maybe in your business. In my business, I have two client types. I have the law firms and accounting firms who purchase their business registration services from my company. We're a paralegal company. We fire out their minute books, we fire out their incorporations, we fire out their filings, and we do it at wholesale pricing to them because they send their requests into us with everything done. Their forms are filled out, everything's done. They are doing high volume, it's high volume work. I have a different set of packages for consumers who come to me and need my help figuring out what an incorporation is, how that looks, what they have to think about, who should be directors, shareholders. We have a one package for them, which is we do it all. We do it over the phone. We explain everything. And I charge almost double what my competitors charge because the value for them is they don't have to leave the house. They don't have to go to the registry. They don't have to figure out how to fill out their own forms. It is a beautiful high-end suite service for them where their time is spent better somewhere else. Okay, but that allows me to generate revenue for my business that allows me to grow my business. So when you're thinking about revenue and expenses in your business, you're thinking about all of the people, all of the equipment, all of the overhead, all of the costs, including yourself taking a salary out of the business, your cost to your business. What do you need to earn from your business on top of what does your business need to keep for itself to reinvest in itself? And what does it need to have the right people helping it, like accountants and bookkeepers? And in order to do that, you need to make sure that you're generating enough revenue to cover that. So when you're working on your business plan, think about already what your business might look like in 2 to 3 years' time with those people in place and how much that's going to cost. And you need to price yourself accordingly for that period of time, not for what it's costing you now, but for what it's going to cost if you implement all the right people and processes into your business. And having a good identity, having a good understanding of the pain and pleasure of your customer allows you to stop thinking about having to be the lowest price and instead build a company that is about the right price to cover all the right expenses for a company that grows. Need to put some milestones together for that. You need to understand, do you have business partners? Do you have key people involved in your business? In the video we watched, we noticed that one of the key people that's a free resource for you is your bank account manager. So when you're opening your business bank account and you're doing that, you need to say, hey, I'd like to go to coffee with you and talk about the products and services available at the bank for me and my small business. And if I'm not able to access them now, what do I need to do in a year or two's time to be able to access them for my company? What are you looking for? What do I need to have prepared for you? And you need to ask your bank account manager, what other sources of help can you direct me to, like the BDC and other organizations that you may partner with to do bank loans together and do that kind of work together. So you're constantly in contact with that person and making sure that they know what's up. Okay. You have, in some businesses, you have key partners. So say you're in the graphic design business and you're working with self-publishing authors. Well, there's lots of companies out there helping authors become self-published. There's lots of consultants and groups and organizations and gurus telling you how you can self-publish your book. Those people, you could get on their list of recommended resources for authors so that those authors reach out to you and use your graphic services and understand what you do specifically for them. You can be providing educational workshops for those consultants in the industry saying, hey, our graphic, what sets my graphic company apart from others is that we understand the psychology behind good covers, good graphics, and how to stand out on the shelves. Whatever that is, that's part of your marketing plan. Okay, but partner up with some of those resources so that they can also drive business to you. Networking, networking, networking. And these are processes in your business that you, the business owner, are working on. Hopefully, you're seeing that there's just more to it than I'm baking or I'm creating the product and just sending it out the door. Now you see that you're thinking about your business as a holistic company and you are in charge of each process. And you want to figure out which processes are the ones you love and just enjoy so much that you want to be hands-on and involved in them. And what are the other processes that you need to learn the language and understand the dashboards and understand how to look at those things, but be able to outsource them effectively. So for a lot of people, that's going to be the financial end of their business. They're going to say, oh, I'd love to have an accountant or a bookkeeper. But what you want to do in the financial end of your business is understand the language of what is cash flow? What is a balance sheet? What is a profit loss statement? What do I need to look for? What are revenue streams? What are all of those things so that when I am outsourcing my accounting and bookkeeping, I can be very specific with the people I'm doing that with to have them build me a dashboard and help me understand what's profitable, what's not, what my margins are, and how to make that piece of work better. So that's your role as the business owner, is to develop at least the basic skill sets in all of those areas so that when you are outsourcing to the people who are helping you, you are able to talk to them in their language and be able to give them directions so that they're giving you the things you need from them. That's your role as a business owner. Okay, we're 15 minutes down and I'm going to open it up to questions and some feedback. And things that are burning questions for you. I'd really like to get to that. I don't want to just be the only one talking. So if you have some burning questions, I'd like you to start asking them in chat, or if you want some help with a specific area, that sort of thing, that's what we're here for as well. So I'm going to open it up to people thinking about that right now. I just want to make sure we're getting all the takeaways from this today as well. I want to make sure that we're not leaving all the takeaways behind as well. So 3 roles you play in your business: technician, manager, visionary. Those are the 3 roles you play in your business. Processes in your business. So marketing is not a thing you do. Marketing is a process that you build so that you can drive a potential customer through getting to know you, like you, trust you, and buy from you. And the things that are involved in marketing that work together to make that happen are the things like social media and ads and all of the other bits and pieces, newsletters and mail outs and everything else. Those are tactics that you may or may not use as part of your marketing process to drive customers to you. Financial processes are not bookkeeping and they're not accounting. Financial processes are the work that you do with those people and the dashboard you set up with your software to make sure that you understand the flow of money in and out of your company, and that you know how to price yourself and how to deal with managing and growing the business. That's the role of business owners, overseeing those processes and understanding them enough to have all the help you need to get them going. Okay, no, I haven't answered all the questions. But who's now thinking differently about how you're going to put your business together and how you're going to talk to people about your business? Who's going to go through this 1-page business plan and do it? You can do this one in about 1 to 2 days max. You can do this very quickly. You don't have to deep dive here to do your first one. You can spend 20 minutes just blurting it all down on paper here. I really encourage you to do that. It's going to help you really get to what you need to get to fast. Okay. Who sees a challenge in a process? Who thinks that one of the processes is going to be more challenging than the others? Okay, I'm going to leave it open 1 more minute. Maybe we're ending early and I've given everyone so much to think about. They're like, uh-oh, didn't think this would be such hard work. Really, you have me here now. You may as well ask. Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one for most entrepreneurs, is the challenge of balancing it all and finding the time to do it, especially if you're trying to start it part-time and you're just trying to do it in your free time and you have kids and you have soccer practice and you have all those other things. It can be a real challenge. You're not going to have balance. You really are not going to have balance when you first start. Especially if you're juggling a lot of stuff, you might find yourself in year 1 with those 18-hour kinds of days. And that's going to happen in your business on and off. I've been at business now for 30 years and I've got a really large one, I still have days where it's just not balanced. It just isn't because there's so much to do and so much to think about. And if you thought startup was tough, expansion is really tough. Startup is a breeze compared to expansion. So I can give you that heads up as you get 5 years in and you want to evolve and expand and access huge sums of money and things like that. That can be even more challenging than startup. So it's okay to go through some of these hard pieces in startup because it makes expansion easier. So do some of this work now. Do this one-page business plan now. Really start to think about your identity specifically. That's a big one. Stop to think about who those clients of yours might be, and not just from they're 25 and female and that sort of thing, but a little more about what they value and what makes them tick. And that's really going to go a long way towards helping you. Okay, everyone, I see we don't have a lot of questions. We have a lot of people who are like, "Whew, done. Let's get off the call and go have a coffee." I appreciate you taking time with me today to do this. I really do. You are welcome to reach out to me if you wish. I'm going to put my email address in here if you want to do any follow-up directly with me. And I think Julian's going to be sending out a follow-up video and survey as well to you all. So thank you, everyone, for coming today. I really appreciate it. Have a great late lunch if you're starting late lunch, and hope it goes well and that your businesses are a success.
Hey Linda.
Yes?
Hi. I don't know if you saw, but we have a question in our Q&A.
Oh, what's the question in Q&A? Oh,
You
there it is.
you got it?
What do you suggest to take care of yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally when you commit to your business? Oh, Larry, sorry, I missed that. Uh, I think you have to think about what is your hobby and passion. And if you don't have one, think about what you might want to develop for that. So, what is something you like to do that isn't business related that you could commit 1 or 2 hours a week to that is completely not related to the business that you're doing? And um, find a passion outside of your business. I know a lot of people will say, Pete, you start a business based on your passion, but I don't necessarily think that's true. I think sometimes you can ruin your passion when you turn it into a business. I think that what you want to do is make sure you have other interests outside of your business and that you spend the time working in your business and writing down, how can I get myself out of this 18-hour day and into an 8-hour day? And how do I need to outsource this stuff to get it done? So if you are working those 18-hour days, you may not see it right away. And what is the thing I need to do at least once or twice a week to take care of myself? Is it going to the pool and swimming? Is it taking my dog for a walk? Is that my hour of respite in a day? Something that's not involved in your business. That's just you time outside of the mental and physical stress of it. And that's hard to do, but turn off that mobile device and do that. Even if it's 1 hour every other day, something that you can look forward to there, because otherwise you're just going to be burnt out. Okay, thank you, everyone. Looking forward to next session with you. Take care.